Nice. Welcome, spirits.
I'm Jazz.
I'm Craig.
And this doesn't matter. This is a show where my good buddy Craig and I watch a bunch of shitty movies, and in the process of watching the shitty movies, we use tropes to define those shitty movies. We drink a bunch of beers, we have a good time. This week, we're talking about Wicked Ouija. What'd you do?
Nothing.
Craig, tell me about the Wicked Ouija microgenre.
It's easy. These are horror movies about Ouija boards.
Should have guessed it.
Yeah, it's all in the name. Except that a lot of horror movies have Ouija boards in them.
Sure.
These are Ouija board centric. They keep coming back to that goddamn Ouija board. Jazz?
Yeah.
How do we get our minds around this microgenre?
We all know by now that the best thing you can possibly do is cast your mind
Yeah,
back.
let's go to the past.
See, Craig, Ouija boards, talking boards, and witch boards have existed in various cultures since the beginning of recorded history.
Mm-hmm. They're old as fuck.
These boards were popularized in the late 1800s by the spiritualist movement. They were essentially a bunch of like shucksters, con men, charlatans, and a bunch of chumps who believed that there were spirits everywhere, and all they needed were some cool accessories to be able to talk to them.
Right, they want to spice up that seance a little bit.
Yeah.
Is
you got it.
shucksters a word? I don't know. What is shucking?
You don't know to shuck and to jive?
I've heard to jive?
Off to a bad start. So the actual name Ouija wasn't trademarked until 1891 by some dildo for the Kennard Company.
Some dildo. Why is everybody just some dick or dildo from the past just because they're old?
Finally, in 1967, Parker Brothers bought the name, and Ouija as we know it has pretty much stayed the same since then.
It's basically a fucking real-life board game that's been around forever, and they make a shitload of movies about it.
And you can talk to dead dildos with it. So, Ouija boards have been around for fucking ever, so it absolutely makes sense that they would make their way into filmmaking.
Absolutely. So, like, right from the start, they're putting spirit boards and Ouija boards in movies. So take like 1919's When the Clouds Roll By old Dougie Fairbanks. Like it's got a fucking Ouija board in it, basically. Jump ahead a little further, super popular horror movie, The Exorcist. That's got a Ouija board in the beginning of it. Or franchise horror would pick up the Ouija board thing. Amityville 3D. That's got a Ouija board in it. All kinds of horror movies got a Ouija board in it.
Hey Craig, you know what's fun?
What?
Doing a shot based on the movies that we watched.
Is that fun?
So first thing you're going to want to do is start with some thick and creamy whatever this is.
Ugh.
And then what you're going to want is just a dash of tonic water. And then what you're going to need is a little bit of vodka. Finally, just a dash of blue curacao.
What's the blue for? Oh no.
These films are about spirits. You know what's ghostly?
What?
A little half and half.
Oh no. No. Why? Why did we make the themed mixed drink a feature of the show? It's curdling in the booze.
Yeah, that's the whole point.
The point was for it to curdle?
Yeah.
Cheers, Jess.
To spirits and witch boards
Spirits
and Ouija boards.
and Ouija boards in cinema and all the...
It's actually not that bad.
It mostly tastes like half and half and rubbing alcohol.
Nailed it. Craig, what movies did we watch for this whole thing?
We started with a classic, 80s classic, Witchboard, 1986.
And then the Ouija Experiment from 2011.
We watched Ouija from 2014.
We watched Ouija Origin of Evil from 2016.
We also watched Ouija House from like 2018.
We watched Ouija Deadly Reunion,
AKA Ouija Warehouse from 2021.
You want to get wild about Ouijas?
Yeah,
you can do it.
Yeah, get on fucking Tubi.
Craig, there's spirits everywhere. The only way we're going to get out of here alive is if we start talking about the tropes of the Wicked Ouija microgenre. Craig, give me a trope. Let's go.
Okay. How about this one?
Shit.
How about this one? Ghouls Rules.
Making them and breaking them?
Yeah, we're making and breaking rules here. A big part of these movies is setting up the rules
The rules.
of Ouija.
First, the rules.
Yeah, all these movies, right before they bring the board out, some dickhead is going to be like, oh, this is what you got to do.
There are some things I have to go over. There's a couple of rules I got to touch on.
You got to do this, you can't do this, you can't do that.
The Ouija should be used by 2 people, preferably a man and a woman.
They're adding rules. There's like maybe ones you've heard of. There's some you haven't. Maybe they're just adding them.
It should sit on our knees so there's as much body contact as possible.
Anyway, they're going to run you through a shit ton of rules. And then immediately after,
They're going to
start breaking those fucking rules. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jazz?
Yeah.
Could you give me a trope, but do it in the voice of Jack Palance?
Yeah, absolutely. This trope is called Believers or Not.
Super, super convincing. So basically you got somebody who like super believes in spirits, spiritualism, ghosts, and Ouija boards, right?
Why do you like these things so much?
I don't know. I just want to see what's out there. Don't you?
And then there's another person that's not buying it for a fucking second.
Yeah.
How are you even supposed to talk to someone using a board game?
And they're gonna fucking butt heads.
I don't care what you call it, dude. It's just like a game, like checkers or chess.
For your information, dude, the Ouija board has been around since recorded history.
Somebody's gonna be explaining how it all works, and somebody is gonna be like, this is bullshit.
Craig, let's have another trope. Let's go, baby.
Gotcha. This one's true to the actual experience of like messing around with a Ouija board. It's called quit moving it.
Absolutely. If you've ever played Ouija with anybody, or if you could just conceptualize the idea of playing with a Ouija board, you're immediately going to assume that the person sitting next to you is pushing it.
Yeah.
Debbie, cut it out.
Anytime a group of people are playing with a Ouija board, somebody's gonna be like, quit moving it.
Whoa.
Are you doing that?
Why would I do that?
I don't know.
Like you're moving it, right? It's true to life and it shows up in these movies every single time. Jazz.
Yeah.
We're doing really good here, pulling this apart. Let's get some more tropes going.
This one's called Sound It Out.
Okay, so this has to do with the fact that you have to actually film words being spelled letter by letter, right?
It is logistically difficult when you're working in a visual medium to have letters flash across the screen one at a time.
So you want to make sure that the audience is picking up the words that are being spelled as they appear on the screen. So you're going to see a lot of folks telling you the letters that are showing up, like basically spelling out the words for you.
J I M Jim?
Right, so you're going to have people like saying the letters, and then once all the letters have been said, one person is going to say the word that has just been spelled.
P L A Y G A M E.
Play a game.
It's not a knock on the movies, it's just a fucking tough thing to get around. People don't like to read subtitles. They're certainly not spelling words on the fucking Ouija board.
No.
Mother.
Yeah. Jazz? Let's do some more tropes of this microgenre.
How about this one? It's called Ouija Board Must Be Destroyed. A Ouija board is a portal. It's a portal to another world.
Yeah.
And there's only one way to close that portal.
You gotta cut it off.
You gotta cut it off, and you do that by burning your fucking Ouija board.
You gotta destroy that Ouija board.
We have to destroy it.
Destroy what, boy?
The Ouija board.
Most of the times you're gonna burn it. You're gonna throw that Ouija board in a fire.
You gotta destroy the board.
Destroy their board.
Craig, give me another trope.
How about this one? Haunted histories.
That's my favorite Travel Channel show.
You could be fucking around with a Ouija board and bring like any ghost, right? You'd think?
Right.
Not true. You're gonna get a ghost that's related to this space, this house.
Yeah.
They say the spirits still haunt this house.
There's a history behind the space in which you're playing with your fucking Ouija board.
He killed 9 people, chopped them all up with an axe.
Does that make sense?
It makes
There's
so
a
much
history.
sense.
There's a whole history this Ouija board's going to expose. I think that was succinct.
Yeah, but you asked me a question and it didn't wait for me to answer.
Hell no, baby. I know the answer. It's rhetorical. Jazz,
Yeah.
let's do another trope.
Yeah, this one's called Misconnections.
Expand on that.
Okay, so if you're using a Ouija board, you're making assumptions about who you're talking to. Because the Ouija board can tell you anything. Oh, I'm sweet little Sarah. I'm sweet little Timmy. I'm sweet little Johnny.
Can I talk to him?
Yeah, go ahead.
But it turns out, instead of sweet little Sarah, sweet little Timmy, sweet little Johnny,
Oh, that wasn't David.
Well, then who was it?
I don't know.
you're actually talking to the fucking, like, devil.
I'm certain she was not channeling my wife.
And they're pretending to be little Timmy or whatever.
Spirits are said to be playful. You never know who you're talking to.
It turns out it's sweet little nothing. You're about to get killed.
Yeah, it turns out, like, it's actually this hella evil fucking ghost or whatever.
Craig,
Jazz.
this was a fun microgenre.
There are a hell of a lot of fucking movies in this microgenre. We just watched a fucking handful. There's more.
Listen, if you want to get into some Ouija shit or some Ouija shit,
Ouija, you could. It just feels weird to say.
listen, it's a made-up word. You could say it however you want.
Here's the thing, though. It shows up all the time because, unlike most horror movies, Ouija boards actually exist.
Yeah.
And it's sort of like, unlike showing up and there's a ghost in the house, you invited it. It's like a Pandora's box kind of thing. You open this fucking thing, and now you got to deal with this shit. It makes sense why it shows up over and over and over.
The Ouija board is a fantastic and simple tool. You need your main characters to reach across the fucking rainbow bridge and find something creepy.
Yeah.
How are you going to do it?
Give it a Ouija board. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I,
J.
G.
Craig, did you have a good time watching these movies?
Where's the Y?
Well, you can just move up here. It says yeah.
Yo, yeah, right, yeah. Jazz, are all of these movies good?
No.
No. But most of them are pretty good, right? Or like a couple of them are good.
But what did we learn about all these films?
Oh, what did we learn about them? We learned that this doesn't matter.